What did you make of it, Carlton?
I thought it was fantastic. Firstly, I'm not traditionally a Labour supporter. I did vote Labour in the last election. Mm-hmm. I was on only because I wanted a change. I'm a business owner in the Midlands, and it was just getting from bad to worse under the Tories. So we gave Labour a chance, and it has been difficult. And I just got back earlier to watch his speech, and at first I was like, okay, is he going to be robotic? But then there's something was in his eyes and in his words that was commanding me to listen. And then everything that I've been feeling recently about, do I move to Croatia? Do I move to Holland? My mother lives in the Netherlands. Shall I move there? Because things seem to be dark and gloomy and divided. I'm a mixed race person. But when he spoke about Britain and being diverse, and he will fight, and was encouraging conference to fight, he had me up. I was standing up, ready to. I'm like, okay, I ain't going. I'm not leaving.
Hooray,
why should I leave? You know,
why should you leave? Quite.
Do you know what I mean? I have businesses that are in the social care and health. I started it in my garage in Burntwood, Lichfield, 17 years ago, helping elderly people. Now we have care at home, and we have supported living services, Haywood Care Group. But my point is, and don't get me wrong, it's bloody tough out there.
Yes,
payroll, NI increases. But I believe in my people. I believe in me. You know, being a carer, a natural carer, you can't be taught it. I was born to do this. And I found my calling, and then listening to Keir then, and don't get me wrong, I've been listening every day to the negativity, and I just thought, let me just hear this speech in its entirety. And I'm ready to give him and Labour a chance. If they've got 3 and a bit years, if he just needs to give us examples, he needs to talk to us, communicate. When we had COVID, Boris was there with his flip charts and his experts telling us stats on everything. Why can't they do that with immigration? And also help small businesses?
It's really interesting to hear from you, a business owner and somebody who started, you know, from scratch with your own business, that you are prepared to because it is hard, and it's been made harder, as you say, by the national insurance rise that came in the first budget. You're still prepared to stick with them. And this speech, did this speech make you forgive him for that a little? All it's doing is I'm putting a pin in it. I'm stopping my intrusive thoughts, and they need intrusive
time.
Thoughts about leaving.
They need time. You know, my partner who has settled status, permanent. If you like, he came across during the Boris in 2019, and he came here because he just wanted, because we were still part of the EU, wanted to, he lived in America, lived in Croatia, Bosnia. He came here, lived in Oxford, we met, fell in love, and he said to me yesterday, we're due to get married, do you think we should be, speeding up us moving abroad? And I was like, absolutely. But I've just listened, and I've just texted him to say, we ain't moving. We're going to wait. We're going to see how this is going to pan out, because I don't like how Nigel Farage is talking. My mother is a Jamaican woman, beautiful, right? She came here when she was 14 in the 70s. She said to me the other day, she said, son, what's going on is no different to the 70s, because she would be called things like gorilla and that when she'd be walking across the Bullring City Centre back then with my very David Bowie looking like father, very white, very British. So, the other day someone was on the guy after you, I forgot his name, Tom. And he was addressing a guy who was going, if you're not white, if you've not been in the UK for 100 years, 200 years, then you're not British. I literally, I was so angry. I was like, where does that leave me? My father, and I've done my ancestry, goes back to 16-something, and my mother is part of the Commonwealth. I know there's so many mixed-race people out there who can hear this now. We are British, we belong here. There's no reason why we should run away. And the flags, when I first saw the flags going up, I thought,
what's this?
What's going on? Is there a celebration? I rang one of my best mates to say,
yeah.
And her
initially, it had kind of Christmas cracker silly hat vibes, didn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But they warmed to the task, I think, as the thing went on. So it sounds to me, it's so great to hear you say what you're saying, Carlton, and sad to hear you say that, where you were pushed to feel like you had to leave the country. Was it what he said about racism and people belonging here that really made the difference to you?
Exactly. It is. And don't get me wrong, yes, I see the headlines about the small boats, the people coming. But I work in social care and we help people. And I say to all my staff, when we go into the homes of our clients and tenants, we have to leave our personal opinions at the door. We go in with respect because what we're there to do is care for them, get the job done, make them feel safe, secure, do what we need to do. Now, these people who are coming across, I believe that journey must be so horrific that they have no choice. So I'm not saying we accept everybody in. I back when he's saying we need to control the borders, but I just think no one has given us the stats. If he was to do that weekly, to say, of the 1,000 that have come this week, 870 are being processed, 870 are located here, you bet British people like myself will be like, okay, he's tackling something.
I get what you mean. For privacy and safety reasons, you can't be naming people, but you can certainly say this is being processed. This is what happens in that process. These are the numbers. These are those who are staying. These are those who are going, or whatever. I agree. I think. I mean, those stats do come out eventually through the Office for National Statistics and for government. But I don't think we need a daily clock. But I agree with you. A bit more transparency would be good. And Carlton,
when you see, sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
When you see all these people on when that huge protest, when I was watching the news, I was thinking, okay, I think this is really getting serious. I'm also a gay man. I am mixed race. I was thinking, okay, what does this mean? So when Nigel starts to talk about removing some of the laws that protect me, my potential husband, I'm thinking we cannot go down the route of the United States. I don't go to America anymore. I won't go there because of the man who is in charge there. It's horrific. It's scary. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
But I understand. I listened to a protester who went. He was live on one of your shows as well, and he was saying, "I've never been to a protest before. I went with my family. Where he was in the crowd was peaceful." And he said, I was there, not for the people who were speaking, but I just wanted to say, I don't know who to vote for. Help me. And that is exactly, so full circle, how I felt before his speech.
Interestingly, which is why Keir Starmer needed to say what he said, and he needs to keep saying it to give people like you answers to those questions and reassurance about some of those questions as well.